What's up everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tech Talk. My name is Spencer, and on this episode of Tech Talk, I figured I'd talk to you guys about virus removal. I work at a local computer repair shop for my day job, and this is pretty much all we see. We see viruses, we see malware, adware, a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, this is pretty much what we do every day, what we get every day. People come in, laptops, desktops, whatever, and say, hey, we have viruses, can you remove them? $64 down the drain just because you have viruses. This video, I want to educate you and help you into saving that $64 or $90, $80, however much money it takes, wherever store you go to, for a cleanup. So this is all the programs we use at the shop that I work at to remove any of those viruses, all that malware, anything that is infecting your computer. These programs should help. Now, this isn't my first time making this video. I actually made it 2 hours ago, and it turned out to be a 45-minute video. So because I showed off, most of the programs, I went through most of the programs, and these steps do take a lot of time. It is time consuming. It usually takes us a good 2 or 3 hours to clean up a machine. So if you want your computer clean for free, follow these steps, but know that it's going to take some time. I am going to try to keep this short. I am just going to list off the programs and the steps that we use. I'm not going to really show anything. If you want to see something, I will make a video on a specific program. It's just all the programs that we use, and I would have to show you in one video, which just take forever. So I'm going to try to do this quickly as I can, but informative as I can. And again, if you have any questions, please leave a comment in the comment section below. And also, all of these programs will be in that description. So they'll be in order. There is a certain order that you have to follow for these programs, and yeah, so all the links will be in the description. Just download them, install them, and then follow this video. And if you have any questions, let me know. So again, this is the virus removal tutorial, and let's get started. So first thing that we do at the shop, when we get a machine in, we want to remove any virus programs, malware, anything that has been installed that is causing the infection. So there are two ways to do this. You can either go to Control Panel and Programs and uninstall any programs this way. This is just the simple, basic way that everybody uninstalls programs. But unfortunately, malware and other adware programs are stubborn and don't like to be removed this way. And even if you do remove them this way, everything associated to the program is not removed. So what we use is this. It's called Revo Uninstaller. And where you can go to get all these programs is a website called bleepingcomputer.com. It's a great website. It has a lot of information about removing viruses, different types of viruses. It has every program you pretty much need for removing viruses. It's got forums. You can ask people. If you can't get a hold of me or I can't help you with something, you can come here, ask them. They will be glad to help you. And their download page, a whole bunch of programs, like I said. So to come here for all your programs, or you can just look into the description and I'll have all the links. But you want to go to Revo Uninstaller. You want to get this program. It's this first one right here. This is pretty much the same for every program. You want to search it, you want to click on it, and you want to install it. So do it like that, and then you're just going to run the installer. Click here, it'll open this up, it'll run, it'll install. I actually have it installed already because I already made this video. So this is what will come up when you install that program. So these are all the programs installed on your machine. They're all loading up here. I have a whole bunch of games. I play a lot of games. I did start a Twitch stream, by the way, so if you're interested in that, I will leave that link in the description as well. My schedule as of now is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So come join me. We have a blast. I did one yesterday, and it was fun. So If you want to experience a little gameplay, have a little fun, come join me. Back on track though. So these are all the programs I have on my computer. So in order to uninstall them, you find the program or malware program, and those programs could either be coupon programs. Some malware is like Optimizer Pro, PC Cleaner Pro. Anything that says, hey, you have X amount of viruses, you need to purchase this software and clean it. Any of that stuff is garbage. So just remove it, come here, uninstall it. Let me see if I can find a program. Here, I'll do Malwarebytes. Malwarebytes is actually one of the programs we use, but I can reinstall it. So you'll just double click on it. It'll say, do you want to uninstall? You hit yes. Then this is the box you get. There's 4 different modes in uninstalling. The first one is pretty much just running it through control panel, uninstalling it that way. What we want to use is advanced for any uninstallations that you do, because it removes every instance of the program. It goes through the registry, different files, and it finds every little piece of that program and completely deletes it. So use advanced, hit next. It'll go through, create a restore point. It'll actually run the built-in uninstaller as if you were going through control panel, so just follow that, uninstall it that way. This is the built-in installer. Click yes, it's uninstalling it. Good. Next. Now it's going to scan for any of that leftover stuff, registry, files, folders, any of that stuff. So just let this go. And again, I'm sorry if I'm rushing, guys. This video, like I said, when I first started it, was 45 minutes long. So I'm really trying to keep it as short as I can. So it found everything, hit next. Now this is all of the leftover files. Before it gets to the files, if there are any leftover registry information, it'll tell you that first. But this is pretty much the same steps for the registry as it is for the files. So you just want to hit select all, delete, yes, it'll delete everything, next, you're done. So do that for any malware program, any little program that you think is sketchy, something you didn't download, anything like that. If you have any questions about a program, you can either message me, comment on this video, or search it up on Google, and it'll tell you if it's a good program or it's a bad program. What you can do is you can actually, in this program, in Revo Uninstaller, you can right-click something, go to search at Google for whatever the program is, and it'll usually say bad, good, whatever, and then you can tell that way. So once you do that, remove all the programs. You want to go into safe mode. Now, you don't have to go into safe mode. If you don't know how, it's completely fine. There are a couple ways to do it. I'll show you one way. But if you go into safe mode, it's recommended that you do, because it disables all of the services and all the other stuff that aren't necessary for your computer to run. So it kind of makes it easier for the scans to run. The scans will run a little bit faster, and it'll clean up more than if you were to run it in regular mode. So the way that I go into safe mode is I go through msconfig. So what you want to do is just open the start button, search msconfig, enter. You'll get this box that pops up right here. What you want to do first is go to startup. Now you'll probably have a whole bunch of stuff checked, and these are all the programs that start up when your computer first turns on, which can slow your computer down, and it'll take forever for your computer to start up because it's trying to load up all these programs at once. So what you want to do is just hit disable all, then hit apply, and then that'll turn off all those startup programs, and then your computer will start up faster. So, and then you want to head over to boot, which is where we will enable safe mode. So you just check safe boot, and then you want to go to network, and then this will enable safe mode with networking, so you can access the internet and download these programs. But I don't want to do that right now because I can't run my recording software in safe mode, and I won't be able to record this video. So I'll just cancel out of that. And then once you're in safe mode, you want to start running the scans. So the first scan you are going to run is called TDSS Killer. So you'll run this, install it, accept, and then it'll say this one is pretty much for rootkits and just, yeah, pretty much just rootkits. So you'll just start the scan, it'll run. This one takes 5 minutes usually. It doesn't really find a whole lot of stuff, but if it does, it'll say remove here. It'll remove all those programs, and then you'll have to restart your computer. It's simple. Again, if you need me to run through it, I'll make a video just on this program or any other programs you have questions with. Trying to keep this video short, so I apologize. But questions, comment, I'll answer. So after that, if it finds anything again, restart the computer. You'll want to run JRT, which is Junk Removal Tool, which kind of removes all of the junk files and a whole bunch of other just stuff that clutters up your machine, slows it down. So that's what that program does. You'll just open this up. Those two programs, TDSS and JRT, don't really install anywhere on your computer. They just run off of the program. So this will pop up, a little command prompt. It has a disclaimer. Now, these programs, I know this has a disclaimer saying, you know, it's as is, whatever. But we use all these programs every day at work. We have no issues with them. So if you're afraid to run it, just know that we do it every day. It's safe. It's not going to break anything. It's not going to blow your computer up. It's all good. So it says, you know, press any button to continue. Just hit any button, spacebar, whatever. It'll start running. It'll go through some stuff. You'll see it go through. If it finds anything, it'll remove it. And then at the end, it'll open up a notepad log saying what it found. And yeah, it's done after that. So just close that out, close out the notepad, and move on to the next scan. And again, all these programs can be found in Bleeping Computer. We can just search them right here. So like for JRT, this one right here with this little crazy man dude looking thing. So that's what that is, Junkware Removal Tool. Alright, so after that, we want to do MBAR, which is kind of just like a basic antivirus program. So we'll just open this up, install it. This is the one that I actually uninstalled in Revo to show you guys. But I'll install it again because I use this program. I usually scan my computer every month, every 2 weeks or so, to make sure that I don't have anything. My computer's usually clean. I don't necessarily get viruses often, but every once in a while something will kind of sneak in and I gotta remove it. But that's what this program is. So once you install it, it will open up, it'll update. Then once it's done updating, hit scan now, and then it'll start scanning. It'll scan your memory, startup files, registry, system, and then it'll do like an overall scan of everything. And if it finds anything, it'll pop up and say remove. Remove that. It'll ask you to restart. Just restart your computer, and then you'll be all set. Move on to the next scan. So close that out. Once that's done, then the next scan is going to be Tweakin'. So Tweakin' is actually this program right here, tweakin.com, Windows Repair, all in one setup. When you go to find it in bleepingcomputer.com, you can actually just type in tweak, or again, the links will be in the description. But on here, it's called Windows Repair all in one, but it's by tweakin.com. So it's got the little red toolbox. That's the one you want. So just go to that one. You can open this one up. This one will install on your machine, so go ahead and just install it. Again, I apologize if this video is long. I'm really trying to keep it short. So then just create a desktop shortcut. Okay, it should open up. Alright, so this is Tweakin'. It's asking for an update. You really don't have to worry about it. If you want to update it, go ahead. It'll just take you to their website, not Bleeping Computer. So just know that it'll take you to their website. So just close that out if you don't want to update. There's a whole bunch of tabs up here. You really don't have to worry about the first 4. Just go to the 5th one, and then you can back up your registry as well as do a system restore. So if anything does happen in this program that causes something to mess up, which it shouldn't. Like I said, we use these programs every day, so there shouldn't be any worry. We haven't had any issues, but in the likelihood or unlikelihood that something does happen, you're covered. So just create a backup of the registry, let that run for a little bit. I already wait. Okay, that's never happened. We'll try that again. Okay, well that shouldn't happen. I'm not sure why that's happening. Maybe because I just did a backup, but don't know why. So you just want to create a system restore point. Okay, so that's done. If you have any questions about this registry backup, if it does fail, I'll try to figure it out, and if you have any questions, if it does happen, just let me know and I'll try to help you with that. But you shouldn't it shouldn't fail. That's the very first time in like a year I've been working that I've seen that happen, so it shouldn't happen. Now you just want to hit the arrow, this arrow, or go up here to the tab, the repair tab, and then open repairs. And then this is the window where all the repairs are. Now this program pretty much just goes through and resets all of the settings that any viruses could have changed, such as file permissions, icons, proxy settings, any of that stuff that viruses might have tampered with and changed, it'll fix it. So what I do is I select everything. Now because I have Windows 7, this does support every Windows version leading back to XP. It will add support to Windows 10 when that officially releases in the fall sometime. But since I'm running Windows 7, there are Windows 8 settings in here. Now you can leave them checked, you can leave them unchecked. I like to uncheck them because it just saves a little bit of time and it doesn't run these fixes. It just skips right over them. So it does save a little bit of time, but yeah, that will run through, and then you just hit start repairs. It'll go through, it'll fix everything, and this one usually takes about 45 minutes to an hour. This is one of the longer scans, so again, just be patient. If it's not moving very much, you can look down here and see if these bars are moving. If your memory is being used up or your CPU is being used up, that'll indicate that the program is actually working and it's doing something. So just keep in mind this does take a little bit, and once that's done, it will ask you to restart your computer. Just restart it and then move on to the next scan. Alright, so after tweaking, we run RogueKiller. Now this one just opens up and it'll do a pre-scan when you first open it. So just let that go. It checks everything, does a little scan. And this one, what you want to do is, once the pre-scan is done, just hit the scan button right here. It'll go through and it'll scan your processes, registry, everything. And once that's done, you can go through, click through these different tabs, and if it found anything, usually it's in the registry. When I did my previous video, there was a whole bunch of stuff in the registry that I cleaned out. So just let it scan, go through the different tabs. If there is something, you can right click and hit select all, and it'll select everything in that tab, and just hit delete, and it'll delete everything, and then you're pretty much done with this scan. So I'll just close out this. Okay. Now again, I apologize for moving fast. I'm trying to keep it short. Questions, comment, let me know and I'll help you out. So after RogueKiller, you are going to want to do MBAR. So MBAR is kind of it's another anti-rootkit that we run. So just, again, bleeping computer or link into the description. Open it up. It'll create a folder on your desktop. And it'll open right up once it's installed. Just hit next. A lot of these programs update constantly, so just always try to update it. I always just hit update. It takes 2 seconds, as you can see. Done. And then next. And then this is where you'll do the scan. Hit scan. It'll run through. This one takes probably half hour, 40 minutes. And if it finds anything, it'll say remove. It'll remove everything. This one, I'm not sure if it does restart your computer or not. But if it does, just restart, come back here, and we'll run the next scan. So after MBAR, we do ComboFix. So ComboFix is a big one. You really want to run this one. This one kind of goes through and removes junk. It'll find the hard to get viruses, it'll remove them, but this is one that you definitely want to use. So download it, run it. If you have any antiviruses enabled, it'll throw out an error, which it probably will when it's done loading up here. But if it does throw out an error, don't worry about it. Just hit OK, next, and it will. Yep, see, there's the error. So again, if you have more than one antivirus, which you shouldn't, because they cancel each other out. If you have two, like McAfee, AVG, Norton, any of those antiviruses, you don't need. Anything that you pay for, subscribe for, you don't need. Microsoft Security Essentials is a very good program. It's completely free. It's Microsoft's own program. We use it on everything. It's my own antivirus I use. I don't have any problems with viruses. So I would never pay for an antivirus. It's stupid. It just gives you a whole bunch of unnecessary information, unnecessary settings and configurations and stuff that you don't need, like an extra firewall. You already have one built into Windows as well as your router. You don't need a third one. So just don't pay for any antivirus. Go out to Google, which I'll show you in a second. Microsoft Security Essentials, install that and just use that. So if you run ComboFix and this comes up, just hit OK. It'll come up again, hit OK. And now I'm not going to run ComboFix because last time I did it, it closed everything out. So if you have anything open before you run ComboFix, make sure you close everything out, because it will close everything out when you run it. So it opens that blue command prompt box, and it just scans. It does like 50 scans or so. Again, depending on how fast your computer is, how much stuff you have on your hard drive, it'll all depend on how fast these scans go and how infected your machine is. So just let it run. Once it's done, it will open up a notepad saying what it found, and then it's done. Just close it all out and then move on to the next one, which is ADW Cleaner. So just install that right now. It's asking for an update. You can choose to update it or not. It doesn't matter. And then this one is a quick one. It's pretty much like RogueKiller. It'll just go through and scan everything. But this one will definitely restart your computer after you do the cleanup. So after it's done scanning, it'll ask you to clean everything up. You can go through these different tabs and see what all it found. But after you hit cleanup, it'll clean everything up, and then it will automatically restart your computer. So just make sure you have everything closed and saved before you do this part, because it will restart your computer. So we'll just let this run. I'm not going to hit the cleanup button because I do not want my computer to restart. So just let this run. And again, guys, I'm really sorry. I'm kind of flying through this. Again, I hope to keep it short. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will be glad to make any video separately with any of these programs, any videos explaining anything. I am very tech savvy with computers, games, anything in that nature. So if you have any questions regarding anything like that, let me know. I will be glad to help you out. Please subscribe and like this video if you enjoy it so far. Of course, you can wait till the end, but that always helps me to create more videos, and that way if you subscribe, you'll never miss any content like this in the future. So it's done. It scanned through all the folders, files, shortcuts, all this stuff. It did find some registry files. It automatically checks anything it finds. And once it's done, it goes through your browsers. You just want to hit clean, and it'll run through the cleanup. It'll delete all this stuff, and then it will restart your computer, and you'll be all set. So just close this out because I don't want to restart. So that's pretty much all the scans that we have to run for the viruses. So we went through all the scans. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 scans that you run. So after ADW, you're pretty much done with most of the scans. So if you're still in safe mode, you're going to want to get out of safe mode now, because we did all the scans, we're done with that part. So if you did the msconfig portion, what you're going to do is just go back to msconfig. Come on. Open that up, go to the boot tab. This will be checked for you if you're in safe mode. Uncheck that, hit apply, OK, and then restart. And it'll restart back into just regular normal Windows 7 mode. And then once you're in here, after we do all the scans, after we're back in normal mode, I like to just go through and uninstall the programs we used. Now, because we do this on customer machines, we don't want them kind of having access to those programs and messing something up, because they probably don't know what they're doing. That's why I'm making this video, so you don't have to waste your money, and so that you know what you're doing, and so that you can remove the viruses yourself. But if you don't want these programs cluttering up your machine, you can certainly go through and uninstall them at this point. So I will uninstall Tweakin. So just go to Control Panel, uninstall it. You might have to exit out of this little icon down here. Retry. It'll go through uninstall, finish, done. So that's pretty much that. Like I said, you can just go through, uninstall any of the programs that you used and you don't want. Some of them didn't install, but like Malwarebytes, Tweakin, I think are the only two that really install on your machine. All the other ones are just run off the program, or like MBAR, it creates a folder which you can just delete. So once those are all done, the next thing we do is we run Microsoft Security Essentials. Now if you don't have Microsoft Security Essentials, you can just go to Google, type in Microsoft Security Essentials. It's usually the first one that pops up. Right from the Microsoft website, just download that, install it, and we'll run a scan. So I already installed it. I will show you guys how to run the scan. If I can spell Microsoft Security Essentials, there we go. So this is what will pop up. When you install Microsoft Security Essentials, what you want to do is you want to do a full scan. So it scans everything in your computer, everything connected to your computer, external hard drives, flash drives. So this one is actually going to take the longest because it does all that stuff. It scans everything. So just let it run, be patient, do a full scan. Just hit scan now after you check full scan, and it'll go through and scan. So once that's done, if it does find anything, it'll ask you to remove. And then if this program does find anything, after I remove it, I usually just run a quick scan or another full scan to see if there's anything that it didn't get. And if that checks out okay, then you're all set. You ran all the scans, everything should be clean. There's only one last step we have to do, and that is to reset the browsers, especially if you use Internet Explorer. For some reason, after we run all these scans, it breaks Internet Explorer. So Internet Explorer can't connect to anything. You can't go out anywhere to any websites. So we'll just go ahead and reset that. Alright, so we're in Internet Explorer. Now I'm going to move myself down a little bit so you can see this. And what you want to do to reset Internet Explorer is you want to go up here to this little gear right here. Click on that, and I'll move myself actually down here more. Click on that. You're going to go to Internet Options, open that up. You'll get this window with all these tabs. Go to the last tab, the Advanced tab, and then right here you're going to click Restore Advanced Settings, and then Reset. And this is just going to reset Internet Explorer. Let that go, close, and then close out Internet Explorer. And then it'll probably ask you to restart your computer, and you can go ahead and do that, but then just open back up Internet Explorer, and then it'll be just like you opened it the first time. Just check this box, hit OK, and then you're all set. And then once that's done, the very last thing is to check for any Windows updates, because a lot of people don't up-to-date their Windows, and that can lead to security loopholes because a lot of the updates are security patches, and that's kind of how some viruses get in through those loopholes, is because people don't update their machines. So just check for updates. It'll go through, check for any updates, and just install them, and you'll be all set. So that's it, guys. That's pretty much the whole thing in a nutshell. I kind of went Speedy Gonzalez on you, but I apologize. If you have any questions, anything at all, leave me a comment. Please subscribe to my videos, my channel, so you don't miss anything. Like, share, do all that fun stuff. All the links to these programs, as well as my Twitch and Facebook and everything else, will be in the description. Please feel free to follow me on Twitch, Facebook, all that stuff. And yeah, again, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will be glad to help. This has been another episode of Tech Talk, and I will talk to you next time.